Hi, friends. This is Sue, and I'm trying something a little different for me this today, which is some people have asked me in the past if I would do a process video, and they wanted to know, I guess, what goes through my mind as I'm looking at a page and deciding what to do. And I've never really wanted to do that because I just thought, that might involve a lot of talking on my part. And I don't know if anyone would want to listen to that. And I don't do any editing of my videos. But I'm going to give it a try because I ran into a little bit of a dilemma when I was coming up on the next two pages that I thought I would share with you in case you ever have this problem and, don't know what to do. There's always a way of solving a problem. So anyway, I had two events this weekend. One was the first communion of my granddaughter on Saturday. And then on Sunday, I had a wedding shower for my niece and her fiance that I attended. So I had a lot of the time I forgot to take pictures, and this was the case with the shower. So I went back and I found the save a date that they sent out, and I thought, well, that's a nice picture. I might use that or cut it off here and use this picture. So that's the only thing I have from the Sunday event. The Saturday First Communion, I have this little booklet that they passed out, and I have my granddaughter's photo. I had some other photos. I have later in the day, we went out to P.F. Chang's for dinner, and all I have was the beverage napkin and the fortune that came from the cookie at the end of the meal. But of course, I forgot to take pictures of the evening. And so I was like, okay, these are the pictures I have from the first communion. I have my granddaughter, my husband, and myself with her. I have their whole family, my son and his wife and their three kids. And then I have a group picture with the other grandparents and all of us in there. So which to use, what to do with these photos, all of that. And then I came across, this is the next page in my journal. And I am a person who cannot skip around in the journal. I see some people who they just, open to a page that looks like they would have, lots of room for what they want to do. And, they skip all around, and I can't do that. I have to work front to back in order so that when I'm going through and looking back on a year or on a few months, I know this is the progression. This was what was going on in my life. So I can't skip around like that. So sometimes a problem presents itself, especially if I happen to have sewn in the pages. This is what comes next in my journal, and that is not much room. And there's this, and you can see these are the kinds of pages I have coming up. And part of the challenge for me and the fun of it is, what am I going to do? This is what I have to work with. This is the page. I have a bag here, or I have this, which is small, and that might be fine for if I don't have much going on that day, no photos or anything. I could write something on there, write something in the middle. But sometimes there's a little bit of a challenge there in that I have more to go in there than what is here. What am I going to do with this? So here was my thought process as I didn't want to do my thinking in front of you. There are a few things. I could, number one, tear this page out because it happens to fall in the middle of the signature. So if it wasn't working for me, I could tear it out. That was one option. Another option would be mix it up a little bit. I could put her picture here, and I could maybe fold this in half and put it in the bag as memorabilia. I could put the other pictures in the bag. And then I really kind of liked this photo of my niece and her fiance on this background because it picks up the yellow and the green, and I thought it would work beautifully there. It also happens to be just the right size. But I didn't want to have two conflicting events with pictures of different people here that I'm focusing on looking at me, and then where am I, what's coming first, what am I looking at? So that was not going to work for me. So what I've kind of come up with is the idea of doing a tip-in here. I looked at all this and I'm like, well, I don't need to save any of this. The teachers' names, what we did at the liturgy, I don't need that. But what I would like is maybe this cover and the list of first communicants with her name down here. So I've decided that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take off the front cover and make a tip-in. Now, this is in the way a little bit, and I'm like, well, I can't really, how do I tip it in? I could make a tip in this way and attach it to this piece. Then I'm kind of covering up a little bit of that. I could also flip these over. I can't connect this piece to the top piece, but I could connect it to the bag, and then this will still flip. And that's kind of what I think I might do. Although I could connect it here. That might be better, but I got to get this out of the way. When I do a tip-in, I typically will use this 3M micropore tape because it's not completely see-through, but it's pretty see-through. So I think I'm going to just use that, and I want to measure that. I'm not going to measure the whole thing here because we don't want that. So I'm just going to measure this much and cut it. And, oh boy. See, this is why I don't do process videos, people. I'm very bad at this. All right, so this is how I do my tip-ins. Well, maybe this is better if I do it this way. So I'm going to put that in there. I fold it, lay it in, and then I will take this, line it up at the bottom, and see, that's not working, is it? There we go. Tip-ins. Typically, you could use an extra pair of hands for tip-ins, as you can see here, but where there's a will, there's a way. All right. So, that worked pretty well. And then usually this is where I fiddle with it a little bit. And, yeah. All right. So that doesn't, there's a few wrinkles in there. It doesn't bother me. I am a good enough journaler, junk journaler. It's junk, basically. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. So good enough for me is good enough. All right, so that turns, and I didn't get any of this tucked in there. So I was thinking that I would just, at first I was thinking I would glue this in, but that really doesn't leave me any room for journaling. Unless I try to do something here, but I don't want to do that. So I was thinking I might do another flip out, I guess you would call it. And then I can journal on the back of this. I have a special pen that writes really well on the back of photos. So I've decided that I just really want to focus on her rather than, you know, getting pictures of us in there. And so she's going to be the main focus. So again, I'm going to go to my tape, and I just eyeball it. You never want to go past the photo, the edges. Never go beyond, because, well, you'll figure that out, why that doesn't work. You won't be able to turn it to flip it. All right, so that's pretty good. And I'm just going to put that in here. And so I will go back and write a little something about our day on there. The other thing was, in the evening, we went to P.F. Chang's. So at first I was trying to think, well, could I do that? Could I incorporate this napkin somehow? But I kind of wanted the congratulations on there, and I wanted to be able to see all the kids' names in case she ever becomes the owner of this when I'm long gone. But I didn't see any particular way of incorporating that in without taking something away from the day. So what I'm going to do is put this in my trash of the day journal, and that'll be a little something I could always write that was from our evening that we celebrated her first communion. So I will get to that later. I was also thinking, yeah, there are other things. This was something I found in my stash that I was thinking, how can I incorporate that in there? Because they're pretty. It's almost like First Communion, you know, like her dress, the color of her dress, kind of a white or off-white. And it was just the right size. But the more I played around with it, the more I thought, no, this is going to be too fiddly. Every time I go to turn the page, these things are going to be getting in the way. They're thick. It's going to bulk up the journal too much. You know, could I put it up at the top? Could I put it on the side, maybe? I suppose I could put it on the side, but again, it's too cumbersome, and I don't know, it's getting too fiddly. It's just, I could see that just being annoying. So, nope, that's not going to happen. But I was thinking, when I looked at the vine here, I thought about this trim that I have, and I thought maybe I could wind it around, but no, it doesn't really, I don't think it really moves easily, bends easily. So I just thought, you know what, I'll just cut a little bit and use it for edging. So that's what I'm going to do. You know, good enough is my motto. So, you know, I could have it hanging off, and I guess that's not going to be too fiddly, and it would be, how would that look from the other side? Let's see. Well, those leaves would be sticking out a bit. I could probably, sorry for the shadow and all that. See, this is why I'm not very good at this, but anyway, I'm thinking about this. I could have it hanging off and then maybe put some more on the other side. Maybe I'll do that and we'll see what happens. All right, so I think I will start by putting glue along the edge here, just to get this down in place. It's kind of fiddly here. Okay. It's going. It's working. I probably should move it up. There. Okay. So that works. Then I can go back and maybe put a little glue under the leaves just to secure it, because the edge is not going to be enough. There we go. I think I missed the top one here. Okay, that looks pretty good. Cut this little bit off here. All right, but then that doesn't look very good all by itself on the other side. So let's see if we can kind of alternate the leaves a little bit. Put some more over here. All right. I don't want to match them up. I could match them up. Let's see. I'm just going to cut a little extra off here so I can play with it. All right. So I can match up the leaves so they look the same. Or I could alternate it. No, I think I'll match them up. I think it'll look better that way. All right, so again, I'm going to do the same thing. I don't know if you can hear that, but my canary is upstairs singing, serenading. I used to film upstairs on my dining room table, and I'd have to put the cover over his cage, because as soon as I started talking, he had to get his 2 cents in and start singing. And so, all right. So I think this is working out all right. See, if I knew what I was doing with editing, I would fast forward all of this, but I have no idea how to do any of that, and I really have no idea, no interest in learning how. I'm a lazy crafter. I'm not trying to sell anything. I don't have an Etsy channel, so this is it. This is, if you want to come along and see what I'm doing, great. Fast forward through all this tediousness if it's too much. I'm not going to do everyone. I'll go back and do some of those. So I think that's good enough. Good enough for me. And I'll secure that a little bit better. Now, that leaves me with this piece, which is where I wanted to put these two. I really like the background for that. And my thought is that I can do a little journaling about the shower on the inside. All right, so, and I might keep this too. We can't wait to celebrate with you. Might keep that and put that somewhere, but yeah, I think that looks really nice there. I'm very happy with that. I don't think, somehow with them being where they are, it's not as big a problem as if I had put it here. Then I wouldn't have known which to look at first. But this way, I know this one comes first and this one comes second. I could also put that there, but I like this picture with the yellow and the green in the background. I think it looks really nice there. So I am going to plop that right down. And then I will journal about, you know, what we did and how the day went. And I've been using, someone asked me about what I was using for the dates on my pages, these things. And I just found this at Goodwill, I think. And I was looking for something, you know, a little different where I could put the numbers. I found this, and this has been a total waste. Unfortunately, they have some pretty cool stuff like fun facts or little puzzles on the back, but they're always just on the opposite side that I'm cutting out for the dates. So I'm never able to watch or to use any of those. But so I just cut them out. Sometimes I flag them at the ends there. Maybe I'll do that. And then I usually will do a little edging just to make them stand out because they're kind of light in color. And it just gives it a little definition. So I could put that like right in the middle between the 2 days because, yeah, that was the other problem that I didn't realize when I picked those up for $1 or $2 at Goodwill, that Saturday and Sunday were combined. But it's worked out all right. And the green kind of goes along with the green over there. So I'm pretty happy with the way that's working out. I might do something here, I'm not sure. But yeah, that good enough for now. And what I might do then is take the rest of these pictures and stick them in this bag that's coming up. Or not. We'll see when we get there. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of show you, these are the challenges sometimes that come along the way, you know, what to do. You've got something big that you want to use, but maybe it's just a small little area. You know, that's part of the challenge for me that I enjoy, and it always seems to somehow work out. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and if you liked it, hit the like button. If not, leave it alone. Anyway, thanks for coming along, and I'll see you next time.